Well, thank you very much. The crowd speaks for itself. And now in the world of who wants to follow that, Professor Coase has agreed to answer a couple of questions before our reception. And so we need just a few brave souls to make their way over to the microphones.
I don't think it's a question of methodology at all. It's a question simply of what economists are interested in doing. I would like them to do the empirical work first and then use their mathematics afterwards to analyze it, instead of starting off with the mathematics and looking around to find something which collaborates, whatever the word is. I had almost brought it along. A quotation from Francis Crick, the English part, half of the team Crick and Watson, and he says that it's very easy to do some elaborate mathematics, which seems to be confirmed by some of the experimental results, and then make a pronouncement, but it's likely to be of no value. And my difficulty in discussing these things is I don't know how to say it without being offensive. Well, I forget what it was. The Pontius Pilate was asked about, and he washed his hands. I regard the whole discussion of what is fair and what is just as being a discussion which has gone on a long time and will go on a long time and won't reach any conclusion. It's you know, you hear these sports figures who are going to be given $10 million and they say it isn't fair because someone else is getting 11. Well, you can go on doing that. The reason one can adopt these monetary measures and so on is that they give an answer. It's very important. Adam Smith said, why don't we choose the most worthy person to do these political jobs? The answer is that no one would be able to agree who was the most worthy person. So you have to do some other method. In his day, inheritance, member of the ruling family, or voting, or something else. But you have to have a mechanism for choosing which people can adopt. I don't think you can ever agree on what is fair. I think you need to go to decisions that are important and not ones that are unimportant. You need to go to real decisions and not these experimental decisions. This was something that I didn't discuss simply because I couldn't think of any way of discussing it without being offensive. For example, in my very efficient research assistant gave me, I wanted to know something about it, so he got for me this book on the behavioural law and economics, which has just come out. and I read the introduction, and it was it slightly put me off what was going to come, because on page 2 I read that Ronald Coase was awarded the Nobel Prize for the Coase theorem, which is completely untrue. If you read the citation, it's because of my work on property rights and transaction costs. And it then continues, but various studies have shown that the Coase theorem was wrong. Well, that wiped me off the map, you see. And then I read, or not very carefully, read these articles, and none seemed to me to be dealing with important decisions. There's a lot of discussion about rationality. I don't know what bearing that has on the subject. A lot of discussion about rationality. Well, my view is that the people are stupid. For which there's a lot of evidence. Now, I adopt, roughly speaking, Frank Knight's view. People are rational, also irrational. Now, when do you get irrationality? Well, I adopt the universal law of demand. When the price of being irrational is very high, people don't do much of it. When it's very low, they do a lot of it. You know, if you do something, you're going to get killed. People, however irrational they are in their normal life, avoid it. I illustrate that in my writings by I talked about people crossing a road to get to a restaurant on the other side of the road and have a sandwich. Well, the more dangerous this thoroughfare gets, the fewer people do it. The reason why we can, when dealing with business decisions, which is what I am interested in, you can assume that people are more or less rational, is if you're not, you're going to lose an awful lot of money and not be able to continue in your business. You know, to buy something for $10 and sell it for $5, it's certainly irrational. On the other hand, you're not going to do it for long. And so, and that's true of all business decisions. The effect on the profit is fairly immediate and forces people to be rational. I don't think that businessmen are brighter than other people. It's just they're in a setting where if they don't look to covering their costs, as we put it, they go out of business.
Well, thank you very, very much to all who came. Thank you very much to all who worked so hard to organize the event. And thank you so much to our great lecturer, Professor Ronald Coase.